Hello and welcome to Trish Rock Inspires-Podcast and TV show, where you will be inspired by people truly living on purpose and loving life. Perhaps your passion, your purpose, and your empowered self will be sparked into action. Enjoy this episode and please subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Hello and welcome to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires podcast and TV show. Today we are talking with Leanne Blaney, author, speaker, podcast host and coach. Throughout the course of Leanne's life and career, her name has become synonymous with transformation, learning and fun. Leanne incorporates three key aspects into her business, one being life-transforming skills, training, and self-development, as well as personal coaching and mentoring, focusing on how a person can create a balanced, exciting, and fun life full of passion and meaning. Leanne loves helping people to discover their sparkle, their source of lightness, to ignite their lives and understand how to live a successful and happy life. She has contributed to the life success of many, inspiring them to their next level of development and personal victory. Leanne's life purpose is to cultivate solutions for women that want to develop their creativity, increase their personal passion, prioritize their self-care, and live a purposefully balanced life to enhance the contribution that they can make in this lifetime. Leanne will enable you to have a giant leap forward in your evolution and ensure you become an expert in your field of excellence, which is you. And she certainly can. She is known for her practical, pragmatic approach. She has been described as compassionate, adventurous, and empathic. She is an expert in personal development, helping people escape their current thinking. She's also a bucket list expert. Welcome, Leanne.
Hi, Trish. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Now, most people would have kind of heard of the concept of bucket list. What's your bucket list? What do you want to do before, you're not here anymore? And I know that you take people through that. Is there something that, you like to take people through before that so that they are free to then explore that part of their life?
Yeah, definitely do. What I'm all about is balance and bucket listing. So what I normally do is the balance stuff first, which is not work-life balance, because, we all hear about that, but I don't really believe in work-life balance because that's very external. I like the inner balance where you're grounded and centered and you've got that foundation where you feel as though you can, cope with anything that comes your way. So you're probably more flexible. The people that have actually coped with our challenges of last year, they've usually got those foundations in place. They've got that inner balance, and then they can start thriving rather than just surviving, as we hear that a lot. But it's definitely something that I wrote my book about because I wanted people first to get that balance in their lives so that they think, okay, I've got this, ability to, feel grounded and feel centered. Now what can I do? And that's where the bucket list comes in, and that's where I take them the next step to bucket listing.
Yeah, because that's the thing, isn't it? You can create this amazing vision of the future for someone, but if they haven't got that confidence that that they're going to be able to achieve that, or even the reasons why they want to achieve it, sometimes it'll just seem too far away for them. It'll be like a star that they can't quite shoot for.
It definitely does, because a lot of people go, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. But when you ask them what do they want, they really aren't at a position or at a place in their life and they can say, well, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I just don't know what I want. So usually you've got to get them to a place where they're feeling really good about themselves, having that confidence, as you say, in that they, okay, I can start living my life and not waiting until someday or when I've got more time or when I've got more money, because we often hear those excuses. They can start living now. So that's really important to get that balance in that first. So then they can go, okay, I've got that. What do I want? And then they get excited about what they want and they can start putting it out there. And bucket list actually helps with that. It's like a filter. It's not so much about the bucket list itself. It's just that it's like a tool that can help you get going and go, okay, what do I really want out of my life?
Yeah, I love that. And, you're very good at planning. I've just done a strategy day with you, and you're very good at all of that as well. So when you're working with a client, it's kind of like the whole package, isn't it? You kind of extract what it is that would create that fire within them, and then kind of map it out, but give them some goals as well and some dreams to work towards.
I think it's really important because I mean that's always something I've been good at is thinking, okay, I want this thing. How do I get it? And I've been able to work out, okay, how do I break it all down to get where I want to go? And I found the times where I was successful or I achieved what I wanted, I was very considered with the way I broke my tasks down or broke my weeks down, whatever it was, to make sure I was on the right track. The times where I wasn't as successful was I lost point. I suppose I lost where the goal was going, where I really wanted to be. You sort of don't look at goals a lot. People will set goals at the beginning of the year and think, okay, I want this goal by the end of 12 months. And then 6 months in, they go, oh, what was my goals again? Am I on the right track? And they're already 6 months behind. So this is why I got really good at going, okay, I want this goal in 12 months' time. How do I break that down? What's the first step? And so then I found a lot of my clients needed that in their life. It wasn't just about, the general life coaching or getting balance or even just bucket listing. It was, okay, these are all great things, but how do I really get to where I want to go? It's great to think, yes, I've now, my world's opened up to me and I can do all these things, but how do I get there? And that's where I come in with the how. I really help them set that goal, whether it's achievable or not. Sometimes it's great to have a really big goal, one big goal to give you that bit of excitement and bit of fear, and because it'll get you going, but also ones that are think, okay, when I've achieved it, yay, tick it off. My self-esteem is feeling really good. I'm ready to go for the next one.
Yeah, it's so important, and it is a real talent to be able to do that. And I know that you're so good at it. It's one of those gifts that you've got that just comes really easily. And sometimes we have these gifts and we think, oh, no one will want that, but they certainly do.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's something I didn't even really think about. And then suddenly it was coming into all my coaching or in my programs or workshops, and I'm thinking, well, this is what people really want. They need that help because not everyone's good at the detail or the big picture. They're usually one or the other. So it's really helpful when you've got somebody there to go, okay, you got the big picture, let's break it down. Or yes, you know all your steps, but don't get lost in those steps and forget about what your big picture is. It's helpful having that other person.
Yeah, I didn't realize that would happen the other way around as well. Yeah, don't get too lost in the big picture. Yeah, no, it's been invaluable for me learning from you, and I think for anybody who is looking for more in their life, it's definitely kind of where to start with you. And what was your inspiration to start being a bucket list coach?
I think it was when I was about 11 years ago. I think it was just before my 40th birthday. I decided to, just change my life up. I was really sick of working in this corporate job or the government. I was working with the government. And I'm thinking, it just doesn't feel like me. And I was getting that really down and I got near burnout, that type of thing. And I think that's when I realized I wasn't doing anything that I used to love doing. I'd stopped doing the things I thought were fun when I was, my teens or 20s and that, because life became too serious. So when I started turning around thinking, okay, what can I do? And so I think, okay, I'm going to go climb this mountain for my 40th birthday. I don't want to party. I just want to climb this mountain. So we climbed this mountain. My partner took up this champagne and cheese and everything. And we sat on top of this mountain going, wow, this is amazing. And I had this wonderful photo done where I've just got my hands up in the air and I'm thinking, this is amazing. And then I realized my adventurous spirit was coming out again. It was like, I know people say aha moments, but to me, it was just a bit of a lightning bolt going, wow, if I can do this and have this feeling and have it, regularly, not just once off on my 40th or something, I can help other people do it. So it sort of morphed into adventure coaching. And then I met this wonderful guy called Trav Bell, who was actually the bucket list guy. And he's got bucket list coaches all over the world. I'm thinking, I'm going to be one of those. I want to be one of those. So, I have this official title. I'm a certified bucket list coach. So that got me excited. And doing that, I get to help people, yes, but I also get to live my own bucket list. And that's truly amazing when you can do it every day, not waiting for that traumatic event. It's actually doing it every day.
That's it. Yeah, I love that. And, at that time, you probably would have realized that there was other people in those kind of jobs that were lacking that kind of adventure as well. So, beautiful entry into adventure school, really, wasn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So with the bucket listing, so once you've you've kind of talked to someone and given them that coaching of, really actually you're coaching the adventure out of them, aren't you?
Yes.
What is it
Yes.
that you want to do? What would you do without the limitations? Um, how do you think that having that bucket list for them, and you've told us a little bit about how it empowers you, but how does it empower them then and kind of change their life a little bit?
I think, it's when you start realizing it's not just the bucket list and the things you tick off, it's the person you're going to be on the other side. When you push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit, even just a little bit, you're a different person. You get to experience something different because that comfort zone is like a familiar zone. I call it the boredom zone because I tell you what, it gets very boring. You get very stuck. Things become like Groundhog Day when you're in that. But for
It's
me,
the robotic zone.
yeah, exactly. You do things by rote. You really do. You're uninspired by life. But even just stepping a little bit outside that comfort zone, you get really inspired. You go, okay, well, what else can I do? And you get a little bit excited. And I suppose the feeling is, when, you talk about a holiday you may have booked for 12 months time and you get people go, oh, so what's the holiday about? And then you start getting excited, you get the passion, you go, oh, I can't wait, it's going to do this. You can have that for more than just a holiday or more than just some, like jumping out of a plane if that's your deal. Not mine, but it could be someone's.
Not on your bucket list.
Not on my bucket list. But that's the thing, a bucket list how we teach it is it's got like a framework. So it's very individual, very unique to you. It's not just all the big things like travel and ultimate marathons and those type of things. It's what excites you, what would get you thinking life's worth living and, looking forward to every day and waking up and going, oh, great, what's on today? Or even like with your partner or creating those better relationships with your family. It's just exciting when you have something that bonds you all together. And I think that's why bucket listing is great because it's tangible, because, you can talk about actual things. Whereas if you were talking life coaching, people don't, they go, oh yeah, values or beliefs, all those things that you hear from coaches, but it doesn't feel really tangible. But the bucket list is just that filter that'll get you over the top. And then you can address all those things there. And you're growing as a person.
Yeah, absolutely. And what do you hope to achieve through your bucket listing? You've probably achieved so much already, but have you got some ultimate goals that you're still heading towards?
Well, it's really funny. When you do bucket listing, I first do get people to do a reverse bucket list. So it's thinking about all the things you've actually done, because people don't realize how many things they've actually done that if you did have a bucket list are actually on it, that you can tick off. And so you get that really feeling, oh, well, I have actually done a lot of things. And then now you go, okay, well, I want to do all these things. And to me, it's a living document. I just say copy, cheat and steal off everyone. If you hear someone doing something and you want to do it, put it down on your bucket list. It's really important to just keep it growing. So you don't just say, I've got these 10 things. If I tick it off, I'll be happy. It's not that. It's always adding, always having that curiosity about what else can I do, and having the 12 categories that we work out of. It allows you to have lots of things in the different categories. So it's not just buying something special. It's not just an ultimate challenge or travel. It's what lessons do you want to take? How can you do kindness to others? Who do you want to meet? Not doesn't have to be a celebrity. There's so many things you can do. So I always feel that I'm always learning. And in this fast changing world, there's so much that we can do.
Absolutely, and I guess that is also about having that. If you've got 12 different categories and things in there, each day you'd be in there ticking things off, wouldn't you? So it really allows you to be very present with your day. What did I actually do today? So it's not just robotic. It's like, you know what? I actually met someone today. I'm going to go to my list and I'll be wanting to meet someone who knows that. Been on my list for a year.
Exactly, yeah. And it's even like, one of them is satisfy curiosity, and it can be as simple as, like on mine, I've got, I wonder what a deep fried Oreo tastes like. It'd probably be sickening, but truly, I just wonder what it'd be like. So it's just a simple thing like that is on my bucket list. That, there's lots of things that can be very simple, as you say, do each day. Some can take a long time. Like if you take lessons, obviously you're not going to learn the piano overnight. Or I've got juggling on my list. So I've started trying to juggle. I'll tell you what, that's not going to be a short time. It's going to take me a while because I'm not very coordinated. But it's just the fun stuff that you can do each day. So each day, if I pick up those juggle balls, I'm thinking about being present, as you say, thinking about a skill, having a bit of fun, going, there goes the ball again, goes down the kitchen through the hallway. So you can have a bit of fun with things. So you're not just waiting for the big stuff, because you can have big stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then medium stuff, and then the small stuff, because, you know, a lot of the joy comes out of the small stuff, I feel.
Absolutely. And some of the big stuff on the bucket list would be, you know, because a lot of people have travel on there at the moment, like overseas. So all of that kind of has to wait. But yeah, it's the little things, isn't it, on a daily basis that gets that juices flowing. I can't wait to wake up again tomorrow.
That's exactly right. And I even get excited when people send me a message. I've been talking with this lady in Switzerland who happened to hear me on a podcast. She bought my book. So she's reading my book, and then she suddenly decided, she was telling her daughters, and then she told her hairdresser, and they're all talking adventures and all the different things on their bucket list.
Yeah.
So it really is like a ripple effect. And I get excited when I wake up and I say, oh, that lady from Switzerland has just said this to me, you know, and I get lots of messages from all over the world, and that excites me as well. So it's not just my own bucket list. It's like being there for other people and helping them, you know, have that excitement and that, you know, anticipation of what their life looks like.
Absolutely. And was your book on your bucket list?
It was definitely on my bucket list. And I wanted to be a best-selling author as well, and I've reached that. Then I won an award for it, which was even the next level up. So I thought, wow, this is amazing. But, you know, if things come in different packages, like I wanted as a kid to always write a book. I always thought it'd be fiction, you know, or a kid's book or something like that. But it never actually turned out that way. It turned out to be this book on balance, you know, and helping women, you know, from 40 onwards get a bit of, you know, groundedness to their life. But to me, that was just amazing. I still got a book. I've got it out there. It's in the hands of a lot of women now.
Yeah.
I mean, men have even bought it, even though it says Adventure School for Women. I don't mind. I do actually deal with a lot of men too. So
it'll help them relate to women.
Well, it could do, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And I'm sure the tips in there and all the lessons are for everybody, not just female related. So yeah,
that's right.
That's awesome. So apart from the book, it may not even be one of them. What are the biggest 3 things that you've done on your bucket list so far?
Well, one was having my own business, and that was one of the reasons I left my government job, because I just didn't want to die wondering what it would have been like to do something on my own and not just have that job where, you know, my parents had told me being stable, having that security and all that sort of stuff. I was in a place where I'm thinking, I've really developed myself. I wanted to help others do the same thing. So I actually, you know, went on 3 months long service leave, didn't go back, and just had my own business. So that was a huge one for me to do that, because there was a lot of fear involved in that, and it probably still is, because having your own business is very different to getting a paycheck each fortnight.
Yeah, and you help other people with that too. So.
Exactly, yeah. And then another one is adopting my greyhound, because I've always wanted to rescue greyhounds, because I'm so anti the greyhound industry. It's not funny, but I just wanted to do something, and my bit was to adopt Fred, my greyhound, and he's the love of my life.
I didn't know you had a greyhound.
I do. He's a big boy, and I just love him to death. So that was a major thing. That was under the kindness to others category. Yeah. And then I suppose other ones, there's been lots of different ones, like, you know, I've got my own podcast. I've done a lot of travel. I climbed the Eiffel Tower, because to me, as a child, I always dreamt of going to France. Oh, wow. So for a travel one for me was going to France, and I did all those wonderful things like Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, you know, the Champs-Élysées, Arc de Triomphe, you know, all those things that I'd always dreamed of. When I took those off, I just felt, you know, that childlike sort of, you know, wonder. That I thought, what would they be like when I thought, I've ticked them off, I've been over here. Yeah. So, you know, travel's been there. I've also met, you know, Elizabeth Gilbert. That was a huge one for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Eat, Pray, Love. I was asked to be a facilitator at a retreat in Fiji for 150 women. So I'm not saying no, that's fantastic. I'll go to that. Right. And then she became the keynote speaker, and she turned up and spent the whole week with us. So I met this amazing woman, you know, as well. So, you know, I think having them, you know, on my bucket list, having them written, looking at them a lot, seeing, you know, how things can actually interact together, because even Fiji was going to Fiji was on my list. Yeah. It actually makes it, you know, come to life if you're constantly thinking about these things. I think when we just wonder, oh yeah, I'd like to do that, and then forget about it, it doesn't seem to happen. But when you have an actual list and you look at it often and you get excited about it, you just don't know what's going to happen.
That's the first action, isn't it? To get it out of your head, into your paper, or out of your heart, onto the paper, have it written. Yeah. That's the start of the manifesting of it. Yeah. It sounds like you've had this ever since you were a child. So it It sounds like you've been in your own adventure school since you were born, and now it's become a reality for you. So
yeah, I never really thought about it for a long time. I just thought, I got married young, then I had my daughter at 24, and I, bought the house, and I did all that sort of thing where, what you're supposed to do. And then, I still, when I look back, I'm thinking, I still did adventurous stuff. I just didn't put the emphasis on it, I suppose, that I would have loved to have done. So I did do things. I do like hiking up mountains. I do love running. And I did my first half marathon last year. That was a major thing for me. So it's just, I just realized that, all these things that I'd always wanted to do, I have been doing lots of them. Just, I wasn't going back and reflecting and then thinking, well, how else can I keep that feeling going and doing things?
That's it. So it's all recorded now. I just love how you help people. And so what's your book called?
It's called Balance, Adventure School for Women.
Beautiful. And your coaching business is Adventure School for Women?
Yes.
Yes. I've got all the links here. You can go and connect with Leanne on her social media pages, on her website, and your bucket list. Does that come like as a coaching or a course, or how does that?
Well, I do them workshops, and I also do a life plan, which is like a group coaching program.
Oh, fantastic. And where would it be best for people to find out about those? On social media or on your website?
Yeah, on my website, probably leanneblaney.com/event. It has all the events that I have coming up, and it keeps rolling over because I have webinars and I have online or face-to-face workshops, and I do the life plan as well.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. And if you do get a chance to see Leanne, if you are a local here or if she's visiting your town, please go, because you really, just the energy that comes off you is really
passionate.
You're very passionate, very passionate. Yes, you really do brighten people's day. Thank you so much for coming along, and I know that anyone who connects with you is going to start their own adventure.
Thanks, Trish. I hope so.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And please connect with Leanne. Everything is in the description.
Thank you for tuning in to another inspiring episode of Trish Rock Inspires-Podcast and TV show. I am a psychic, spiritual guide and a transformation mentor, and you can find me at trishrock.com. You can find all the episodes of Trish Rock TV over on our Facebook page, and if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please apply for a media kit at trishrock.com. See you next time.